Kris Godinez, licensed professional counselor, also the host of We Need to Talk on every Sunday at noon, and then I post this up to social media. This video is for educational and informational purposes only. The views and opinions stated herein are mine and mine alone. They do not represent the ACA, the APA, or any other therapist for that matter. Boom shakalaka done. I'd like to thank my sponsor. Where am I? BetterHelp. BetterHelp. Thank you, BetterHelp. They are an online therapy company. They have over 40,000 therapists and gotten really good feedback from people using them. So they're doing what they're supposed to. It's really good. And thank you, BetterHelp, for being there for the people who need it. And it is affordable. So thank you, BetterHelp.com/Kris Godinez. Just go online, fill out a few questions, and they'll set you up with a therapist, licensed professional, master's level or PhD level in your state, or one that can do international if you're in a different country and you need to get a therapist. BetterHelp.com/Kris Godinez. Okay, there we go. All right, so today's question is, how long does the parental alienation go on? 26-year-old still doesn't get it, is living and enmeshed with the narcissist and is hostile to me. Every time I get close, the abuser finds a way to sabotage. Basically, if they don't get help, if they don't start working on it, if they are under the thrall of the abuser, the parental alienation can last a lifetime. I mean, that's kind of what I was saying on Sunday. It's like, best case scenario, the abuser gets out of the kid's life. Kid has got the space now to work on all the mistaken thoughts, the mistaken beliefs, etc., and they can do something about it. If the abuser is constantly in their lives and constantly sabotaging and constantly dripping poison in their ear, there's no space to get in there to have a relationship with that child, even as an adult. And really what the difference is getting away from the abuser so that the kid is not constantly hearing all the crap, and the kid is in therapy. So yeah, every time you reach out, every time you try to connect, that narcissist is going to see that as a huge threat, because remember, it's a win for them. Everything is a competition and everything has to be a win for them. So they will keep the parental alienation going a lifetime. The only way to stop that, honestly, is if you do make a connection with that child, encourage them to go get trauma therapy for the divorce and ask them if they'd be willing to go to family therapy with you. They're an adult. The narcissist now cannot legally do anything to interfere with that. Now, will they do something to interfere with that? You bet. They'll threaten them. I'll cut you off if you go. I'll do this if you go. I'll do that. I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down. That's what they do. So how long does it last? It can last, unfortunately, a lifetime. And the sooner you can get to that child and get them in therapy, which is why I'm saying don't wait. Don't wait. If you know your partner is an abuser, get those kids in therapy today. Like today. Listen to me now. Believe me now. Don't wait. Get them into therapy today. Because if you don't, that's giving the abuser more time to brainwash them, to work on them. This is what it is. It's brainwashing. So they're brainwashing that kid. And the kid is siding with the aggressor. And the kid will continue to side with the aggressor. So if the 26-year-old is still living with them, right, there's no incentive for them to not believe the aggressor, because the aggressor is now making them financially dependent on them. And that's usually what they do. So what I've seen abusers do, especially with the adult kids, oh, well, you don't have to get an apartment. You just stay here and live with me under my house, in my rules, under my roof, you know? And so now the child feels financially obligated, right? And so, oh, I can't make them mad because they'll kick me out of the house. I won't have a place to live. I can't afford rent because rents are insane. I don't, I look at the younger generations and I'm like, I'm sorry, guys, this is so unfair to you. So yeah. And so narcissists, believe me, are taking advantage of that like nobody's business. So yeah, you absolutely are dealing with an uphill battle. So just encourage the kid to go get therapy with a trauma therapist and encourage them to come to family therapy with you. Are you interested in, helping our relationship? Would you be willing to go to family therapy? Now, you've got to understand there's a couple of things that may be going on. That child may too be disordered, like they may be narcissistic. And if that's the case, there's not much that's going to change at age 26. Okay? They don't change. If it is not nature, if they are not truly narcissistic, and if they are living with that other parent, then they've got a lot of fear. And they're going to side with the aggressor so that they don't lose their housing or whatever it is that the aggressor is giving them. So remember, it's all a transaction for the abuser. Everything's a transaction. I'll do this, but you better do this. And the kids know it. So how long does it last? It can last a lifetime. It can. And that's when you've got to kind of decide, is it worth it? And in some cases, it's not. In some cases, you cut your losses and you wish the kid well. You close the door, but you leave it unlocked, is the way I put it. It's like, listen, I'm not going to bang my head against a door anymore. You've made it clear you want nothing to do with me. If you want to talk to me, here's my phone number. Here I am. Other than that, peace out, and good luck. And I love you. And there we go. So, and a lot of people are like, oh, I can't do that. That's my child. Okay, but are you doing any good by continually going to this kid and begging for a relationship and them getting sabotaged by the other parent and then them rejecting you? No, you're not. They're going to have to figure it out on their own sometimes. And that's how I've seen it go down, is that the other parent, the parent that was the not crazy parent, the saner parent, backed off. Okay, you've made it clear. I'm going to let you deal with this other parent. I'm here if you need me. And then years later, the kid figured it out and was able to get out and away from that crazy parent, no longer financially dependent upon them, realized what was going on, and rebuilt the relationship. But it takes time, and you have to be willing to back off. I know the natural inclination is, but I'm your parent. You and I should have this great relationship. Well, in a healthy world, that would be the case. But when you've got an aggressive parent who's disordered, who's pulling the financial strings, who's manipulating this kid, it's very difficult to have a healthy relationship with that child under the best of circumstances. So that's why if you do get the chance to go to therapy with them, like you get a good trauma therapist that understands this kid has been manipulated, there's some healing that needs to happen, there's some mistaken thoughts and mistaken beliefs that need to be disabused, then yeah, it's going to take some time. And again, you got to understand the goal of the abuser is to destroy you. And one of the ways they know to destroy the parents is to take the kids away from them, because healthy, normal parents love their children and would do anything for them. And it kills us when they take that kid away from us. And that's why they do it, because they're evil. I'm just going to call it what it is. They are just plain old evil. I mean, nobody healthy would do that. Nobody normal would do that. That is not a normal response to parenting or to a divorce or anything else. A healthy parent is more concerned about the well-being of the child. They put the kid first. An unhealthy parent puts their ego first. So, and that's what they're going to do. So it can last a lifetime. But in that case, if it's like you've come to them several times and said, hey, let's work this out. They started to, the other parent interfered, sabotaged, whatever. You just call it. You know what? When you're not under the thrall of your dad, give me a call. I'd love to do therapy with you to fix our relationship. Other than that, I'm backing off. I love you and I'm tired of getting hurt. And then you back off. And then you leave it up to them. At that age, at 26, they can hear that. So, yeah. So that's basically... And it sucks. And in a healthy world, parental alienation would be considered child abuse, because it is. Hello, APA. It is abuse. It messes with these kids' heads. It affects them the rest of their lives. They are saddled with guilt. They are saddled with anger and resentment that is really not theirs. It's the abusive parents. Yeah, this is abuse in no uncertain terms. So, yeah. So anyway, and like I said, you kind of gotta be able to let go. If after asking them to go to therapy and they say no, or it keeps getting sabotaged, you just tell them point blank. It's like, okay, well, when you're out from underneath your dad's thumb, and if you would like to have a relationship with me, I would love to go to therapy and fix it. So you call me when you're ready. And then you back off. And is that hard? It is. Is it heartbreaking? You bet. Is it necessary? It is. So, anyway, there's the long answer to that. All right, my loves, I will see you again on Friday. I'm going to answer another question. And on Sunday, I'm going to be talking about communal narcissists, cults, religiosity, how they use that to manipulate and control and brainwash and all sorts of fun stuff. So, all right, there it is. I will talk to you guys later. Bye.